You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Malacanang firmly denies that President Rodrigo Duterte was behind any move to oust former Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno from her post. The palace insists Sereno violated the Constitution and she can only, quote, blame herself for what happened. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives says it will put on hold any decision on the impeachment case versus the former Chief Justice. Lawmakers add they will wait for the Supreme Court's decision on Sereno's motion for reconsideration on her warranto case. Let's go straight to the sources of the story. House Justice Committee Chairman Reynaldo Umali and Presidential Legal Counsel Sal Panelo. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the show. Did you catch parts of the interview with the former Chief Justice?
I caught the last 2 minutes.
Would you like to react to just portions of it dun sa narinig mo, Attorney Sal?
Ang narinig ko lang yung pinag-iisipan niya na atak. Hindi niya pa na pag-iisipan.
Hindi pa.
Palagay ko, ako na magsabi ko, tumakbo ka na lang. Kasi, you know, she wants to vindicate her honor. I think that's the only way for her to vindicate it. Para sabihin niya, oh, ako, kung naalala siya, ako, pinaniwalaan ng tao.
So, gusto you would rather tumakbo siya?
That's not for me to decide.
Yeah.
That's for her.
Yeah.
Eh kung ako ang abogado niya, siguro sabihin ko, takbo ka na lang.
Kukunin kaya. Well, yeah, but she will have to win. Di ba?
She'll have to win. Pero considering na naging controversial na siya, may name recall na siya.
So, are you saying malaking chance na if she runs, she can win?
Ay, hindi natin alam yun. Sinasabi ko lang na may name recall siya.
That's a different story.
Kong Ray, sige.
Ako, I know for a fact she's being considered by the Liberal Party. In fact, Congressman Egay Arice once blurted out that she's being considered.
Is that a problem?
I don't think so. You know, anyone is entitled to run for a public office.
All right, so madami po kami na pag-usapan, but let's first go to the SC decision. Of course, you know, Attorney Sal Congre, the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, calls it a victory of sorts. Kasi doon sa 8 daw na granted the co-warranto, 6 she asked to inhibit. So in essence, 2 lang talaga to her granted the co-warranto. Here's the question, sir, gentlemen. If you had a case, kayong dalawa, and meron pong sa palagay ninyo ay dapat mag-inhibit dahil nagsalita na laban, for example, sa inyo, would it be fair that they still decide on your case? Attorney Sal.
Hindi, alam mo kasi yung inhibition will depend on the discretion of the judge or justice. Hindi kung... Kasi sinasabi niya, nagsalita against me.
Sa House?
Unang-una, iba naman yung sinasabi ng mga justices doon sa ano eh. Hindi naman tungkol sa kanyang pagkatanggal eh, kung hindi yung mga demeanor niya. Now, pangalawa, I think she has forgotten that 9 justices voted, including Justice Carpio, the acting Chief Justice, that she has culpably violated the Constitution. Mabigat yun kung siya mang nagsasabi.
But yung kay Justice Carpio, please correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Sal, is that through an impeachment.
Even then, the fact is, biro mo, culpably violation ng Constitution, mabigat yun. Kahit saan kayo dalhin, talagang may problema ka.
And I feel, you know, so relieved of that statement coming from the Supreme Court, from 9 justices themselves, na sinasabi nila na there is merit, may substance yung articles of impeachment namin. If you have read the entire decision, you will see that the 24 acts that we included in the 6 articles of impeachment were all there. So that only goes to show that there is merit, there is substance in the article. So this will now debunk whatever they have said, na yung mga lawyers niya na walang sustansya yung aming articles of impeachment.
But don't you feel, Congressman Umali, that indeed if there's merit and substance, that it's for the senator judges to decide indeed if it has merit and substance?
Yes, but you know, you cannot discount the possibility because this is a constitutional remedy of the executive. This is part of the checks and balances, and the executive is also given that check and balance against that power of checks and balance against other co-equal branches of government. So they exercised it. It is within the Constitution, Article 8, that the Supreme Court is mandated to act and decide on co-warranto cases. So Why deprive them of that?
An argument you raised, Attorney Panelo and Cong Reyes, that, well, you know, there is that Rule 66 of the quo warranto on the one-year prescriptive period, which they're both sides really saying, isang taon lang talaga yan from the time of appointment. Yung isa naman sinasabi from the time of discovery. Is it really clear?
Hindi rin totoo yun eh. You know, under the new civil code, you cannot use prescription against the state.
Yes.
Eh, ang nag-initiate dito yung Estado eh. And even assuming na pwede yung 1 year, papasok pa rin yung
Upon discovery.
Upon
time of
discovery.
Ang hindi ang nakakalimutan kasi ng ibang mga colleagues natin sa profesyon, the Constitution is very clear. Sinasabi nila, exclusive. Hindi exclusive eh. Nakalagay nga doon, may. Diba?
Be removed.
May be removed. In other words, hindi exclusive. Bakit kanyo? Kasi yung provision na yun applies only to qualified justices. Pero yung quo warranto refers to unqualified persons occupying a public office.
Well, that's the decision of the majority. Kaya naging remedy ang quo warranto because she was not qualified to begin with.
Hindi lang naging hindi naging pupwede, kundi it has
valid.
always been there.
Yeah.
Talagang yun ang dapat mong remedyo.
All right, but here...
If I may add to that, no, Pinky, you know, hearing it from former Chief Justice Hilario Davide really makes me doubt, you know, things which are in the mind of these people. Like,
Why?
for example, in fact, in the impeachment case of no less than Chief Justice Davide, Supreme Court intervened in not allowing the impeachment to proceed. And in the case of President Erap, he was removed by reason of a decision of the Supreme Court. These two people can only be removed by impeachment. And then, so where does this lead us? Now they're saying that they cannot remove other than by impeachment when in two instances involving no less than Chief Justice Davide, it was the Supreme Court that intervened in this case.
Parang lumabas kasi kay President Erap noon, Attorney Sal.
Quo warranto finendo eh.
Tsaka ano, parang qualified, was it qualified resignation? Is that the phrase that they use?
Deemed to have resigned.
Deemed to have resigned, something like that.
Parang,
Yeah.
what do you call that? Anyway, you know, these are situations when Supreme Court got into the play.
In addition, let me give an example kung gagawin mong exclusive yung provision on impeachment. Under the Constitution, one of the requirements is age. 40 anyos kailangan. Paano kung yung aplikante, sinabi niya 40 siya, unintentionally, hindi niya alam, hindi pala siya 40. Pagkatapos lumampas na yung sinasabi mo 1 year.
Prescriptive
Are we
period.
saying now that you cannot challenge this particular justice who occupied the office unlawfully dahil he did not comply with the age requirement? Kaya nga po pwede yung quo warranto eh.
Okay. All right. Senators, though, I wanted to get both your reaction on the resolution of the 14 senators. Well, they will discuss that again. I believe they signed it and will discuss it later today. Attorney Sal, what are your thoughts on that? It's really a statement from 14 senators saying, basically, I mean, just to sum it up, is that they have the power to impeach. It's
That
them.
is what you call democracy. Everyone is entitled to speak his or thoughts, ideas. Yun ang kanilang pananaw eh. I can
Pero anong probative?
understand where it is coming from. Eh, gusto nila siyempre impeachment. Eh, sila mga senador eh. They want trial. Natural lang yun.
Congressman Umali.
I think that is self-serving. They do not even have jurisdiction over the case because it's still with the House of Representatives. So I think they're taking a wrong position by saying that, by even passing a resolution, which doesn't mean anything because the
Wala ho bang
resolution...
ibig sabihin yun? That's what.
Well,
What is
it
the
can
probative
only-
value of this
It
resolution?
can only express the sentiment of the senators, but that is about it. Until and unless the articles of impeachment is filed before the Senate.
Transmitted.
And transmitted, they will never acquire jurisdiction.
In fact, there were some senators saying it's premature.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is precisely why, as correctly pointed by Congressman Umali, wala pang impeachment. Ano bang?
Yeah, but isn't, I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand that, your argument here. I know some senators were saying it's premature, but isn't that the reason they filed the resolution? Because they're telling the Supreme Court that it's Congress who has the power to impeach the Chief Justice and not through the co-warranto. Hindi ho ba
That's their
yun yung
opinion.
sense?
And
Yeah.
that's their opinion.
So why is it premature? Why does it become premature?
Premature nga kasi sinasabi lang, dapat kami.
Dapat kami,
Wala
oo.
pa nga kayong impeachment, bakit ba sinasabi?
Kaya nga, kasi tinanggal sa kanila yung kapangyarihan.
Hindi tinanggal sa- yun ang-
tinanggal sa kanila yung
Ang
kapangyarihan
feeling
by
nila
the
tinanggal,
co-warranto.
pero hindi naman dahil may remedyo nga.
May remedyo.
I see. All right, we'll be taking a short break. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Still to come, former Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno calls on President Rodrigo Duterte to resign. House Justice Committee Chairman Reynaldo Umali and Presidential Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo will still be with us after the break. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Still with us, House Justice Committee Chairman Reynaldo Umali and Presidential Legal Counsel Sal Panelo. So, the impeachment at the House, Congressman, I think it was Majority Floor Leader Rudy Fariñas who already said that you're not going to tackle this at all until a final decision is rendered by the Supreme Court. Is that confirmed, sir?
That is correct. We need to put a closure on this also, but closing this in terms of timelines means that we still have like 70 session days, or probably minus 3, 67 session days, and that will go beyond December, I think. We have all the time in the world to wait for whatever decision of the Supreme Court, the finality of this decision, because we do not want to create a constitutional crisis in that there is a pending case and we follow the rule of law, and then we will file it in the Senate, and then it will be now the Senate as an impeachment court and the Supreme Court that will bang heads. So we don't want that to happen.
So talagang no talk of the impeachment until there's a final resolution from the Supreme Court.
That is correct.
What happens if the Supreme Court, sir, it stays, the decision stays, walang movement, it's still going to be 8-6. Are you still going to tackle the articles of impeachment or moot?
Yes, just for closure, just probably to vote on it and say that the case has been deemed moot or an academic
For final-
by the final decision of the Supreme Court.
Attorney Panelo, I asked Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno a while ago about a vote in the event that there is a change of heart. How many votes do you, in your opinion, does she need to overturn the decision? Does she just need one vote, or does she need
Kasi kung
two
one vote,
votes?
di tabla.
7-7.
Di status quo.
Status
Ante.
quo.
Ante.
Ante.
So, ibig sabihin, tanggal.
Hanggang.
So, in your opinion, she needs 2 votes to
Dalawang
overturn
boto. Pero
the
alam mo,
decision.
narinig ko palagi sa kanya na parang she was deprived of due process.
Yes. It was very one-sided, she said.
Hindi rin kasi nung mag-file ng co-warranto, nag-file din siya ng pleading, karoon ng submission ng arguments niya. For and against pareho sila. Tapos nag-deliberate, nag-oral arguments pa, tapos nag-desisyon. So the rules on due process, na-observe.
I guess yung sinasabi din niya, no, Congressman Ray, all this time she was not given her day in court because hindi natuloy sa Senado, which was to her, I guess, the venue where she would speak or present documents.
Yeah, that's something that really bothers me, because nung nandoon kami sa House of Representatives sa impeachment hearings, ayaw niyang, sumagot siya. So she was given her day in court. But it was on her own decision, on her own volition, that she did not want to attend. Although she sends somebody there to monitor and then go on
They have a
an
little bit of a
ambush
press con, yeah.
interview, press con or whatever. So, siya yung may ayaw, And then now she faults the system, she faults the process for all of these things. I guess this is her persona, that's why she always does that.
And she's asking the president to resign. We played that sought a while ago, yung sinabi po ni CJ Sereno, dahil nga sinasabi niya na the president had often said that if you prove na may kinalaman ako dito, magre-resign ako. I guess we can again listen to that particular statement made by the former Chief Justice. Alright, balikan na lang po natin. I guess they'll tell me when they're ready. Narinig nyo naman yun, di ba?
Ang tanong doon may pruweba ba?
Yun nga.
Wala nga pruweba eh. Pangalawa, alam mo, I remember the president was asking her and Ombudsman Morales to resign simultaneously, ba sabay-sabay? Walang din nila kinagatin. Di ba sabi ko siya, mag-resign tayong tatlo sabay-sabay. Pangalawa, bakit naman paparesign niya? Anong reason? Wala.
No, the
Apart
reason
from sinasabi niya na it's the president behind. Alam po ninyo, out of character sa presidente. Wala talaga siyang kinalaman. Hindi nga siya nakikialam sa mga heads of department. Yung pang ibang sangay.
But when he made that statement, Attorney Sal Congre, na sinabi niya that I now declare you as my enemy, I'm going to ask Congress to impeach you, pati kay Soljan. When the president made that statement,
he was reacting to
the challenge.
The challenge. So, siyempre, gano'n naman. Ako, kahit gano'n, pag china-challenge mo ako, di magsasalita ako. But that was after the fact.
So, does that make him quite guilty that he had a hand in her ouster because of the statement made by the president?
Not at all. That was just a statement.
Reaction lang yun kasi nangungulit siya na ikaw ang nasa likod nito. Gano'n. Sige na nga, ako nakalaban mo.
Parang
tumigil
gano'n.
ka lang. Para tumigil ka lang ba?
But was it necessary, I guess, was it necessary for the president to have said that? Ngayon sinasabi, ngayon, to some people, they put two and two together yung...
You cannot deprive the president of expressing his sentiment. Tao din yun pareho din ni Chief Justice. You can stop her from expressing her sentiment now.
Okay,
and
but
the difference is Chief Justice is an appointee. The President was elected by a great majority of the Filipino people. These are two different things when you talk of resignation because you owe it to the people, not to your appointing authority.
Attorney Sal, when were you last with the president, and does he even plan to answer the former Chief Justice call for him to resign?
Wala, kasi alam mo, pag nakikita-kita kami ng presidente, sa cabinet, hindi namin pinag-uusapan ng news outside kung ano lang yung agenda sa cabinet. Hindi niya
Kailan niyo siya huling nakausap?
The night before yesterday.
Okay.
We were in Cebu.
Was it even brought up?
Wala.
Even in passing?
Diba, kwentuhan namin na puro
Puro
pampamilya, yung mga nakaraang kampanya.
Okay. You didn't even talk about the Chief Justice? The former Chief Justice?
We did.
Not even yung call for
Saka I'd like
him to resign?
kasi sinasabi nga pala ni Chief Justice Sereno na kaya behind si Presidente because of Calida. They keep on forgetting that under the law, he is required to file co-warranto pag mayroong reasonable basis na may probable cause na somebody is occupying illegally an office or somebody complains. Otherwise, di siya ang dinimanda, dereliction of duty.
Paano yun? There is now an administrative, there are cases against the Soljan, not cases, may reklamo po filed before the Office of the Ombudsman against Soljan Calida. Even challenging him, gentleman, to release his sal-ends because of possible conflict of interest daw. And meron pang isa, extramarital affair, I believe.
May probable cause, ganyan talaga Sabi nga, dura lex sed lex, that's the law. Whether it's harsh.
He has to be answerable for it.
So kailangan din niyang, he needs to reveal his sal-end as well. Yun po yung sinasabi?
You know, the president.
In the proper forum.
Okay.
The president keeps on saying, from the very beginning pala ng kampanya, isa lang ang programa ng gobyerno ko. Kung ano yung batas, sundin natin. Yun lang yun
All right. Quickly lang, Congre, yung 8 justices, there are some members at the House, a minority, who want to file an impeachment case against the 8 justices for possible culpable violation of the Constitution. Uusad ho kaya to?
Well, I guess they can always file. I don't know. Anyway, if it is filed by a congressman, then that will definitely be filed in or referred to the Committee on Justice. But whether it will take off is another matter, given the situation in Congress that we have a supermajority.
And personally, did they commit culpable violation of the Constitution?
I don't think so.
All right. Thank you. Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Sal Panelo. Sir, maraming salamat. And the House Justice Committee Chairman Ray Umali. Gentlemen, thank you. And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.